Do you have a job or a profession? Stick around and we're going to talk about that tonight. But first, good evening, Agile acquisition enthusiasts, and welcome back to the Underground Digital Tiki Bar. It's Friday night, and that means it's time for another episode of Agile Acquisitions and Alcohol. Cheers. All right. So this week, I've had the great pleasure of teaching another cohort of DITAP, digital IT acquisition professionals that are starting their journey to understanding how to become better buyers of software development services and IT and modern IT solutions. And that's super exciting. I remember when all of the DITAP activities first kicked off a few years ago, seen it now starting to be executed. This particular cohort's being led by Civic Actions. And I got to go in there, and as I'm working with this class, the first thing that jumped out at me is like, wow, the career field has come so far. These students are really advanced from where we were just a few years ago, the common knowledge. And this is the first week, so I'm just excited to see where they'll be at the end. But when I was up there, I was talking, it reminded me of a story really about when I was early in my career. I was sort of like the president of the intern program at NGA at the time, which meant I had the responsibility of planning the all hands. And I wanted to get a real exciting speaker, and I had met Vern Edwards. Many of you out there probably have heard of him, seen his work. And I was really impressed by him, and I reached out to him and I asked, would he be willing to come speak at our all hands? And I told him I had a little bit of money, but not much, and I was wondering if he'd be willing to speak. And he said he would come, and not only that, he wouldn't charge anything, but he didn't want his talking points to be reviewed. He wanted the freedom to say what he wanted to say. So I was like, great, sounds wonderful. So Vern came out and he addressed everybody, and basically his message was, are you a professional or is this a job? And a professional is a professional like a lawyer or a doctor. They're the best in their field. They're cutting edge. They are the top of their game. They have to be, because people's lives and important services depend on them being the best that they can be. And if you're not, if it's just a job and you're just coming in day to day and doing what you can do and then going home and that's all it is to you, then you're not going to have the same passion. You're not going to be the expert. And if your employees feel like it's their job and not their profession, that's your fault as a supervisor. You need to help them understand that they are there to be the best. So when people look around a room, they look at them and know that they're the ones that are going to give them the right answer and get the best solution. And that really inspired me. This was a long time ago. This was 12, maybe 13 years ago. And that message always stuck with me. And some people were really offended by what he said, but I was actually inspired. And at that moment, I really decided that I was going to be an absolute professional. I was going to be the best person in the room when it came at least to contracting. And I worked really hard to ensure that that was the case. And having that passion, I've always said, in my opinion, contracting is the second part of the job, but being a business advisor is the first part of the job. And when you look at it that way, it's, people, I say all the time, I'm a contracting nerd. I love it. I love talking about it. I'll talk about it with anyone. People are like, oh, can I pay you to come talk? I'll talk to anybody about this anytime because I'm so passionate, because I think it is really important. That's what a professional does, I believe. And when you look at it that way, you start to realize that the other part, in my opinion, of being a contracting officer is getting to yes, right? It's a lot of people think contracting officers' gut reaction is no, and you have to work from there. But I actually think the contracting officer's de facto response should be yes. Yes, we can do what you want to do. Let me figure out how. That's my job. I will help figure out the way within the regulations and statutes to do what you need to do. You figure out, you be the expert in the need, in the technical requirements, in the functionality that you have to deliver, and I'll be the expert in the how we deliver it. So there you have it. A little bit of a soapbox tonight, but it was a story that inspired me a long time ago. I remembered it when I was talking to this class, and I shared it with them, and I thought, let me share it with a little broader audience. So, to Vern Edwards, thank you for inspiring me all those years ago. To everyone else, I hope you're inspired. I hope you feel like you're a professional, whether you're a contracting officer or program manager or whatever other field you've chosen to go into. Be the best that you can be. And until next week, cheers.